What's going on, gamers? And today I have a really special piece for at least myself. It is a Frieren piece. For those of you that know or may not know, whenever I bring out a Frieren piece, it typically means that I am trying something new. She has the very unfortunate circumstances of being my test subject. So this time around, I wanted to kind of change up my art style a little bit. I wanted to kind of change how I do up the eyes, how I shade around the eyes. I wanted to be a little bit more clean in my shading all around. And also, I wanted to test out kind of adding more muscle into my pieces, my art, when I do my full body stuff. First time I kind of went into that kind of territory, and I thought that it turned out really well in the end. This is my first time. I didn't really look up much. I just kind of did my own thing. I looked at a few references of people and kind of how it worked out, and I just kind of did my own thing. This was only supposed to be just that. I was gonna just do her face up and just kind of mess around with the body and the chest area up, and that's been bothering me lately. I feel like I upped my game with that. So she was meant for that, but as I kept going, and you may be able to relate to this, but when you start a piece and you have a kind of destination, sometimes as you go forward, things happen, and something new kind of takes place, and that's kind of how this evolved. This was only supposed to be a few hours, maybe an hour or two, but it turned out to be a 5-hour kind of thing, as I just kept changing my mind on stuff and kept coming up with new ideas. It wasn't anything too crazy, but I thought this was excellent practice, since I just hit my 5 months of doing pixel art. I thought that this was a great piece to kind of commemorate that experience. I've been kind of learning a lot this last month. One of the things is I started out with a Frieren piece on my first day of this month, being one of my first full bodies. Very lifeless, because I didn't even know what a center line was. I had no idea what that was. The only thing I knew was the heads method. I would stack up a character. I would make her face, which honestly, my faces were really bad then too. They're still bad, but I've learned a little bit more about faces since then, and just her overall way she conducts her body. I'll even bring out a picture here. As you can see, I'm not following any real rules of full body in this instance, and it doesn't look that clean. I've come a long way since then. I'm very proud of this piece, and the last few pieces I made, I think they were pretty good. The Dilibit piece I made a few days ago, that is actually the piece that caused me to kind of try and change my art style. As one of the things I didn't enjoy looking at the piece is just the face. The face was not great. The body was like okay, and I knew I could do better. I want to try to practice kind of the face. I want a more realistic kind of vibe, so I'm shortening those eyes down, squinting them down a little bit, adding a little bit more detail into those eyebrows, not being afraid to kind of get into the eyes a little bit with them. Trying to experiment a little bit, and then try to get a little bit more shading into the body. That's really what this whole thing's kind of about, is I want to improve my art, keep improving with time. So that's basically what making this Frieren piece was. But as I kept going, at this point, I was like, oh man, this is looking pretty good, but in my mind, I'm always wanting to improve something. It's a real bad habit of mine, is sometimes it's really hard for me to just let go of a piece. I'll just be going, and I just won't want to stop, and I'll have to let myself stop, because at some point, since I'm still learning and I'm still trying to improve, it's great to add details, but at some point you have diminishing returns, and I should just either start something new or take a long break. The whole goal of this series and just what I'm doing in general, it's just I want to be an amazing pixel artist at the end of the day, and letting go of a piece is hard to do, but it's something that you should do sometimes if you're just not enjoying it anymore, and sometimes you just need that reset, and that's a mentality that is hard for me to do right now. But sometimes whenever I do end up doing something like that, and especially on something I don't like, the next piece is always better. It is always better, because the things that I didn't like in my mind is still there for that next piece, and I want to improve, so I'll start digging and looking up stuff, and we'll kind of fix it. But yeah, so that's my whole kind of thought process. I'm really happy that I've made it this far, and I'm going to keep on going. Hopefully you guys enjoy what I'm doing. I'm trying to get my editing down a little bit better with time as well. I'm not the greatest at the moment, but I'm just happy to share what I do with everyone else. And as you can see here, I'm trying to kind of improve my perspective. Well, there's a whole lot of stuff I've been doing this last month, just in perspective, just full body stuff, shading, detail, animation. Almost, I really want to, at the end of the day, my end goal is to be able to make an amazing piece and then animate it. Some of you might be like, what? With all those layers? I'm known for having like almost 10 to 12 layers at a time. It's really bad. I've been lowering it with time. I'll squish them down eventually, or I'll find a way. Don't worry, I'll figure it out. But at the end of the day, that's really what I want to do. I know I have a long road ahead of me, but I think I have a great start. I'm getting the fundamentals down finally, and I'm kind of defining my own style now, which is always great. Like, I'm really happy for this. It's just gonna take me time. I just gotta put in the reps, and sometimes, you know, when you do so much, you do art every single day, you won't notice a change. That's why I suggest, if you're doing something along the lines that I'm doing, is I keep every art piece that I do, I keep it numbered, and I keep a sprite file and a image file in 2 separate folders, so that when I go back and I want to just look at my pieces and I'm having a bad day and I'm like, ugh, I'm not improving. Oh, I suck. You know, sometimes this is the mentality. Sometimes it happens. I look back at my pieces and I'm like, wait, I don't really suck. Like, I suck, but I'm improving. I'm not standing still. And if you aren't improving and you have that as a reference, it'll tell you, hey, I got to start trying something new. What I've been doing isn't working. Maybe it is working. But it's great to have. It's something that I'm really glad that I kept all this time, and it allows me to make even some videos that just time capsule what I've done. I've made a video of 4 months of my progress, and sometimes I'll look back at it when I'm having a bad day as well, and I just see, wow, like, this is what I was doing 1 month in, and now I'm here. It's hard sometimes because you'll go on Twitter or something like that, and you'll see somebody with an amazing art piece, amazing pixel art, and yours doesn't compare to it, or at least you think it doesn't. Comparing yourself to others is a really bad habit to get yourself into, because first, you may have a completely different art style, and no matter what, your art piece will never look like theirs, but theirs will never look like yours. And that could be a good thing or bad thing, depending on who you ask. And also, like for my instance, I have 400 and some hours into art. These people that are doing amazing pieces every few days or every week, or animating, they have thousands upon thousands of hours into art. So don't get discouraged from this. What you should do is take what you like from them and steal it. And not in the sense of like, don't fraud the art, of course. Take what you like from those pieces, put them into your own kind of works. A great habit to kind of get into, especially if you're running out of inspiration, not sure what to do. That's what I do all the time. I'll look on artists that I really like, and I'll see, hey, this person has great art, and I'd like to kind of take something from them. And that's what I typically do. And this is kind of how it's a slow process, but I'm definitely improving over time. I've been yapping for long enough. You guys will see kind of the finished product in the end. Thank you very much for watching, and please check out my Twitter and maybe like and subscribe if you haven't. I'm gonna try to post every day if I can, but I've been taking it a little bit slower, kind of working on pieces 2 days at a time now, just to get a little bit more improvement there. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and have yourself a great day.
can play